Listen, and we're gonna read Chapter 6 on Awesome Friendly Adventure. Let's get started. Chapter 6. After Ronald and Garg left the tangled forest, they headed east across the salt flakes, and nothing exciting happened there. So let's just fast forward to when they got to the mountains of the Razor Range. The mountains were much too steep to climb, and Ronald and Garg traveled north toward the Boulder Pass, but they didn't get far because there was a terrible thunderstorm and they had to find shelter. Luckily, there was a cave nearby and they went inside to wait out the storm. It was dark in the cave, so Ronald lit a torch, and that's when he came face to face with a minotaur. But if you're like, Ronald is about to get eaten by a minotaur, well, guess what? You were wrong. It was just a statue of a minotaur. Pant, pant, poke, wobble. When Ronald's eyes adjust torchlight, he could see that there were a bunch of other statues in the cave. Ronald didn't recognize all of the statues, but he did recognize a few of them, like Huckleberry Finn and the Cowardly Lion, and even Thor, the god of thunder. Ronald thought maybe this was a museum and they shouldn't touch anything, but Garg was pretty eager to try out his new club, and the statues gave him a good excuse. Garg smash! Wham! Ronald didn't really approve because it felt like glittering, and you already know how he feels about that from the last chapter. Garg was about to smash a statue of a guy holding a magnifying glass and a pipe of a guy. But all of a sudden, the statues came to life, and that was when Ronald realized it wasn't a statue at all. It was the legendary detective Sherlock Holmes. Gah! Ronald asked Sherlock Holmes what he was doing in this cave, and Sherlock Holmes said he was trying to solve the mystery of why so many people were going missing in the Razor Range, and the clues brought him here. Ronald asked Sherlock Holmes if he ever solved the mystery, and he said, yeah, everyone who went missing got turned into by statues by Medusa. Well, that totally spooked Ronald, and he told Garg they should get out of there. But Sherlock Holmes said to stay perfectly still because Medusa was getting out of the shower right now, right at that moment. So Ronald and Garth and Sherlock Holmes act like statues and close their eyes real tight when Medusa slithered by. Hiss, hiss, hiss. But Garth must have gotten curious because he peeked right before Medusa went into her bedroom and he got turned into a statue. Frick. Sherlock Holmes told Ronald they should hide before she came back. So they snuck into Medusa's bathroom and closed the door behind them. But Ronald wished they had snuck out the front of the cave instead, because now they were trapped. Sherlock Holmes started using his detective skills to get them out of this jam, and sure enough, he found a clue. He said Medusa didn't have a mirror in her bathroom, so that meant she couldn't look at her own face. Face. At her own reflection, or she'd get turned into a statue. Sherlock Holmes said all they needed to do was find a mirror. Ronald remembered that Garth always carried one with him because he looked at his muscles whenever he got a chance. So Ronald snuck back out and searched through Garth's bag for the mirror. But Ronald was making a lot of noise digging through the bag, and Medusa came out of her bedroom to see what was going on. When Ronald found that he was looking for he aimed the mirror at Medusa, but she must have seen this trick before because she reflected her image back with a metal shield. Right at that moment, Sherlock Holmes stepped out of the bathroom to see what was taking Ronald so long, and that's how the world's greatest detective got turned to stone. Frick, hiss, hiss, hiss. Ronald knew that if he opened his eyes, he was going to be next. So when Medusa tried to trick him, Ronald kept his eyes shut. Oh, look, a unicorn wearing a diaper. Hiss, hiss. Oh, look, a gnome with two butts. The Medusa pretended like she left the room, but Ronald knew she was still there because he could hear her snakes. Hiss, hiss. Ronald couldn't keep his eyes shut forever, so he tried to think of what his friend Sherlock Holmes would do to get out of this mess. Ronald thought about Medusa's angry snakes, and then he had an idea. Ronald told Medusa the reason her snakes were so mad was because she was using a harsh shampoo that bothered their eyes. And then Ronald took Medusa. He had a travel bottle of gentle shampoo in his bag, and maybe if she used it to wash her hair, the snakes would calm down. Well, Medusa thought this was some kind of trick, but Ronald told her his parents raised him right, and he never fibs. So Medusa got the shampoo from Ronald's bag and took her second shower of the day. And when Medusa came out, she sounded happy and told Ronald he could open his eyes, but she put sunglasses on. Ronald wasn't sure Medusa's parents raised her, and he thought this could be another trick, but Ronald didn't hear the snakes hissing anymore, so he decided to trust her this time. Medusa asked Ronald if she looked pretty now, but Ronald remembered his mom telling him that if you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything at all. So that's what he did. Tap, tap. Greg said it was a great idea to have all those characters from classic books in the last chapter because the Librarians goes nuts for that stuff. Then he said, if we replace Ronald with a character people have actually heard of, we'd sell a lot more books. The Adventures of Garth Tom Sawyer. Greg liked having Medusa as a character because everyone would know who she was. And he said, we could sell lots of toys like one that lets girls style her hair. Medusa Hair Studio. And I said maybe boys could play with it too if they like that kind of stuff. The only thing that made Greg nervous was how Sherlock Holmes had a pipe, because he said grown-ups get touchy about that and they might not sell the book at school fairs. But I told Greg the pipe was just part of Sherlock Holmes' detective costume and didn't have anything in it. And Greg said, we should be okay then. Chapter 7. We're done today and I'm gonna read tomorrow. Bye. I hope you see you next time. Bye.